session, we started our unit 4. So, and we have learned about the conversion between SOP and POS forms, as well as what is mean by a canonical form and standard forms. And today session, we're going to deal with the Karnaugh maps for simplification of Boolean expressions. So using Boolean laws also, we can minimize the Boolean expressions. So why to minimize those Boolean expressions is to realize that each function using your Boolean logical gates, and in order to have that realization with a minimum number of gates, or to convert that mixed level functions or standard SOP function or SOP function, POS functions, and canonical POS functions, and using your minimal gates. So and using your two level. So to in order to implement your function using two level simplification, so with a minimum number of logical gates, we have to minimize your functions. So now this is one method of converting your Boolean functions into minimal form. So Karnaugh map method, actually, if I am using your Boolean loss to minimize, so we have to remember all the theorems as well as plenty number of so many number of steps we have it, and in each step we have to apply the suitable Boolean loss, and then we should have that minimal expression which should not further reduced. So then only using that minimal expression we have to realize that logical gate. So it takes so much of time. So in order to reduce that so much of time which is utilized to simplify your function using your Boolean loss, we prefer the Karnaugh map method. Okay, am I audible to everybody, right? Yes. Am I audible? Okay, right. So now, so this is one method of we'll call this as a graphical method. So using binary cells, let me first map your functions. Thereafter, we are going to minimize the functions using your simplification methods, either in the form of SOP, standard SOP form, or in the form of standard POS. Remember this. So Karnaugh map method is utilized so to reduce your function which are in the form of only in the form of standard SOP or in the form of standard POS. So if your function is in mixed form or might be in a SOP form or POS form, must not be reduced using your Karnaugh map. So the function, those if you have the given function is in SOP or POS or in mixed form, you have to convert that into standard SOPs and standard POS. Then only we will minimize your function using K-map method. So the suitable form to reduce a function using K-map method is standard form. Only those functions which are in standard forms are reduced using K-map method. So now, so next, so we will use the minimal why to minimize is in order to realize the function using two level implementation with the reduced logical gates. So now this is the graphical representation of a K-map. So Karnaugh map. In a short form, we call that as a K-map. So a two variable function would have possible minterms and maxterms are 4. So 4 possible minterms are present here. Now mapping is identifying your minterms on the K-map cell, or this is each cell contain here you have a squares, okay, a number of squares we have so a big square we have, and that is divided into 4 parts, 4 equal parts. So each square is called as a binary cell. So in this binary cell we are going to map. So mapping is nothing but placing your functional values in those corresponding minterm or maxterm cells. So now if I wanted to minimize your function using K-map, first we have to map your Boolean functional values of each minterm or each marks term. Now, this is a graphical representation of a two variable k-map. So, a two variable function would have the possible minterms are 4. So, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These are the variable values where the values, logical values are substituted on the literals. So sometimes we'll call this as a literals variables of a function. So variables are nothing but your literals of a function. Okay, right. So minterms are m0, m1, m2, m3. Minterms are the product terms. Hence the m0 is x bar y bar, m1 is x bar y, m2 is xy bar, m3 is xy. So now how we arranged those minterms in this square is, so just we have taken a big square and that is divided into 4 parts. Now this is your most significant variable x, and this is your least significant variable of your given function. So x, y. So y possesses your least significant position, where x possesses your most significant position. Hence, we have placed x and we labeled this as a first row label, which is 0, second row label, which is identified with a 1. And here we divided this square using a column. So the first column index is 0, the second column index must be 1. Now, so minterms, so for minterm, how we arrange is, let me take first the max or MSB variable, so which is 0 assigned, hence we have provided with x bar. Here the y is the least significant variable of the function, so which is having the value of, in this corresponding cell, that y value belongs to 0. Hence it is x bar, y bar. So m0 is assigned in the first cell, and here 0, 1 identifies it's a m1. So 1, 0 identifies it's a m2, and 1, 1 is the m3. So hence here, so minterms are m0 is assigned in the first cell and m1 is assigned in the second cell. Next third cell will be 1, 0. So fourth cell is the 1, 1. Okay. So like this will map your each minterm. So in the same manner, we could also map your marks terms, like I'm taking here. So this is your minterm function. So with the labels we have represented as m, this is a 3 variable function of a minterms. So most significant variable of your function 0, which is labeled. So we have taken. So how many number of possible combinations are available with 3? So 8 minterms or 8 max terms are available. And here we have taken the most significant variable as to identify or to indicate your row index. So 0, 1, and column indexes are, so started with the 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0. And this labeling of your columns are followed your gray code. So one of your BCD code is the gray code. We are following the gray code in sequence. We are not following your binary sequence. If you are following binary sequence, it must be 1, 0. It must may not be a 1, 1. Okay, we are following the indexing of your row or columns using your gray code. So gray code is your 8421 is a BCD code, where one of your BCD code, example for a gray code, which is a reflective code. So that reflective code is assigned as a indexing of your k maps in a row wise or in a column wise. So only in a two variable function we have possible of indexing of your row is 0 and 1, and column is 0, 1. But whereas in a three variable function, so we would have here total number of minterms are 8. Hence we should have 8 number of cells. So we divided this big square into 8 each equals squares. So like we have placed 2 rows and 4 columns. So now 2 rows indexes with started with 0, 1. So and the column indexes are started with 0, 0, 0, 1. So we used your reflective code. Hence the next sequence in reflective code is 1, 1 and 1, 0. So like this here. So it is mapped with 0. So this is the minterm M0, M1, M3, M2, M4, M5, M7 and M6. So like this we have to take X is 1, Y is 1, Z is 1. So X, Y, Z is a product term which identifies it's a minterm M7. X is 1, so YZ are 1 0, hence it is a M6. So like this we have to label your min terms. In the same manner, we're going to label our max terms also. Now, so max terms are labeled as these are the max terms. So to simplify your max terms, we are using so max term indexing like your minterm indexing. Row index is 0. First row index is identified with 0 1 and four columns we have 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. So this is the max term M0, M1, M3, M2, M4, M5, M7 and M6. So max terms are the sum terms. So we have a or symbol in between the literals or the variables. So like this we have to map, and mapping is nothing but, so for example, now I have a function. For example, I am taking a function. So this is my given function where I have a 3 variable function. So now, so for we have total minterms are available are 8 minterms, and their possible functional values are like this. It is given in this example. So my function is 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1. So that means my function f of f is equal to, in standard SOP, I can write this as f is equal to sigma m of 1 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. So now we have labeled our indexes of row, and we identify the corresponding minterms on this K map. So mapping is assigning the functional values onto the K map. So now I have a function with the minterms of 1 5 6 7. The next line we have assigned those values in those corresponding, or we have placed your functional values of 1 on those corresponding binary cell. So minterm functional value M1 is 1, hence we have placed 1 over here. 5 is 1, M5 is 1, hence we have placed the 1 in that corresponding cell of M5. So 6 is 1, hence we placed 1, as well as 7 is also no screen is visible. Then just check your internet, Nana. Okay, right. So we have to place the functional values, and in order to minimize, the second step is, after mapping your function, we have to minimize each function by checking the adjacency. So what does mean by an adjacency? So how those binary cells are adjacent? So adjacent binary cell have one variable difference. For example, now here, okay, Nana, thank you. So here, so after mapping your function, so we have to go for the minimization of function using K-map method. So in order to minimize that function, we have to check the possible binary cells are adjacent or not. So if those possible cells are adjacent, then form the big square and make it out the minimization of the literals. So in order to minimize your given min terms into your minimal expression, so we have to check for the binary cell adjacency. So adjacency is this binary cells who's having the difference of one variable or one literal. For example, now here just you check here. So your m naught is adjacent to m1, m1 is adjacent to m3, m3 adjacent to m2, m naught is adjacent to m4, as well as it is also adjacent, m4 is adjacent to m5, m5 is adjacent to m7, m7 is adjacent to m6. Now check here m naught and m1. So we have two variables are common where x is here x bar, the second cell is also y is also y bar, but only one variable is difference here in between m naught and m1 is z. So in one cell it is z bar, in the second cell it is z. So hence these two cells m naught and m1 are having one variable difference. Hence m naught and m1 are adjacent. In the same manner 1 and 3. So M1, this is a min term M1 and this is your min term M3. So here also we have to check for the one variable difference. Then only those are said to be adjacent. So here x bar is x is x bar. So next z is also common here in both the cells where only the difference is on the y. So in the M1 cell you have y bar, whereas in the M3 cell you have here y. So but x bar, x and y, x and z are common in both cells. Hence here we have a difference of one variable. So M1 is adjacent to M3. Whereas if I check here the binary cell of M1 and M2, do you check for x bar? So x is common because it is on the same row, hence x bar we have it. But whereas here y is y bar, the M1 cell, in the M2 cell it is y. So z is in M1 cell is without complement, whereas in M2 it is with the complement, so z bar. So it is a two variable difference. So it is having two variable difference. So M1 and M2 are having two variable difference. Hence these two are not adjacent. M1 is not at all adjacent to the M2, whereas M1 is adjacent to the M3. In the same manner, M0 and M4. So here, so now y bar, z bar are common variables for these two cells, whereas x is having a difference. So in the first cell it is x bar, the second cell it is without complement. Hence it is having these two cells are differed with one variable, though hence so these two cells are also said to be adjacent. So like this, 4 is adjacent to 5, 5 is adjacent to 7, 7 is adjacent to 6. So now after identifying the adjacent cells, so we have to form the bigger square. So now we've mapped your function. Now these two cells can form a big square. So after forming that a big square, so the common variables we have to check and that must be written onto the minimal expression. So here row wise these two cells 7 and 6 are adjacent. Hence we have to write the common variables for belongs to these two min terms. So which are here in a row wise it is x. So in a column wise which are common is y. Hence we have noted that min term minimal expression of m7 and m6 is equal to xy. So in the same manner, so we also minimized the second big square which can be formed with the m1 and M5 here. So column wise. So in the previous example, so now when we are talking about your M7 and M6, these are row wise. It is combined into a big square, whereas here these two are, because these two are adjacent, so we have just formed a big square on this in a column wise. Now if I form this in column wise, I have to check for the common variable. So row wise it belongs to x is belongs to 0 and this belongs to 1. Hence x is differ with the these two cells, but y and z are common. So hence here y bar z is the minimal expression of this big square. So like this we have to form the adjacency and we have to minimize here each function. Okay, so this is here about your minimization of your given function which is in the standard SOP form. Okay, is it clear everybody? Is it clear? Do you want me to repeat? Yes. Okay, ma. So now let me move to your so if I use the, for example, now I have taken a simple example. I have taken, this is my given expression, x bar y bar plus x bar y. Okay, so now if I doesn't use my k-map method, so I have to remember this distributive law as well. I have to remember this, so or laws, which is y plus y or of y bar is equal to 1, and this is your and law, which is x and of 1 is equal to x. Okay, so these three laws I have to remember this. So now I have to take the x bar common from these two midterms and two product terms. So x bar I am taking common, y bar or of y. So then I'll apply my OR law. So y bar or of y is equal to 1. Then only I'll get it is equal to the minimal expression for this given function is equal to x bar. Okay. So without using this all the Boolean laws, I could also use the k-map and I can minimize your function just by drawing a simple big square here, and I have just drawn this square, so binary cells, and I map your function as so I will first map your function. So now I have given the two product terms because my function is a two variable function. So x bar y bar means m naught and x bar y is equal to m1. So I'll place ones on that corresponding cells. Then these two are ones. So then I can form a big square. So big square I formed like this. Okay, x is 0 here and y is 0 and y is 1 here on the columns. So x, y. So now I'll check for the common variable which are common to both the minterms. So now for these two minterms, the common variable is x, but the assigned value on x is 0. Hence, my minimal expression for the given two minterms is equal to x bar. So within a 2 minutes, you can write this. So if you are thorough with your k-map method of simplification, okay. No need to use this number of, so this is a simple function, just I require only, I have to remember only 3 Boolean laws and I have to apply only 3 laws. But if it is a big expression, then I have to use a plenty number of more number of your Boolean laws or theorems you have to apply it, and more number of for steps you require to reduce your given function, so which require more time. Okay, instead of that, you could find your k-map method, or you could just convert that into standard SOP and use your k-map method for the simplification. So without converting that function into standard SOP, you cannot use your k-map method. Okay. So 3 variable. Next, another function I have here. So this two minterms can form a 2 square adjacency, or we can call this as a pair. So 2 square adjacency is called as a pair. So 4 square adjacency is called as a square. 4 cell adjacency is called as a square. So 4 cell adjacency is called square. 2, 2 cell adjacency is called a pair. And 8 cell adjacency is called as an octet. So if your all the minterms, for example, now I have a minterms M0 to M7 functional values are all or ones, then I have to place all ones in those corresponding cell. So since for each possible minterm your functional value is 1, the minimal expression for that expression is equal to 1. Now, so next example I have taken, I have given a standard SOP function like x bar, y bar, z bar, or of x, y bar, z bar, or of x bar, y, z bar, or of x, y, z bar. So now x bar, y bar, z bar is nothing but M0, and this is your M4, and this is your M2, and this is your M6. So now let me map here those functional values. So now if I use this 3 variable k map, so my minterm here it is 1, 1, and here M0 is 1, and M1, M4 is 1, so M6 is 1, as well as here we have M2 is also 1. This is M2. So M2 is 1 and M6 is 1. So now, so these can form, these two minterms are in left side, and these two, so M0 and M4 are in left side. So whereas M2 and M6 are in right side. So now let me check for the adjacency of these two minterms with this two minterms. So now x is here, it is 0, x is 1, y is here 0, 0, y is 0, 1, and here it is 1, 1, here it is 1, 0. Now we'll check for the adjacency. So of these four minterms, if those are adjacent, then we could form the minimal expression by forming a square. So 4 square adjacency can reduce two number of variables which are not common between those variables. Now here x is 0 in the row wise, x is 1 for this 4 minterms, whereas here y belongs to 0, and here y is 1, z is 0, 0. Hence here the minimal expression is equal to z bar. So a pair can eliminate one variable from its after forming a pair. So square can eliminate two variables which are not common for all the 4 minterms. So now pair eliminates one variable, hence we got x bar z in the above expression, above example, whereas here it formed a square because we have a 4 square or 4 binary cell adjacency. So now this can eliminate two variables, hence we have here only one variable in the minimal expression, and that belongs to your common variable for all the 4 minterms. So now x is different for this 4 variables, as well as y is also different. So those two are eliminated from the minimal expression, and the common variable is present in your minimal expression, where the common variable is assigned as z and it is assigned with the value of 0. Hence in the minimal expression we have to represent that with a z bar. But whereas here if I use the Boolean laws, I require the number of steps are 4. So like this we will minimize your functions. Okay, is it clear, ma? So 4 square adjacency can eliminate two variables which are not common for the 4 minterms. 2 cell adjacency or a pair can eliminate one variable from its function, whereas 8 square adjacency or an octet can eliminate the number of literals are 3. Okay, so 16 cell adjacency is called as a double octet. So that can eliminate total 4 number of variables which are not common for all the 16 number of minterms or the mark steps. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear, everybody? Okay, let I move to your. So this is a simple. I have given you. I have uploaded your notes. So now I'll explain you through using this notes. Okay, it is easier to understand. So now, so this is your one variable k map, two variable k map, three variable k map, and a four variable k map using your minterms. The same manner. So this is your one variable k map where it is having two sets, two variable k map for the math terms, and are the sometimes three variable k map, and here the four. This must be represented. Terms diagonally cannot be paired. Either you have to code with the here variable difference. So here you have a or of b, whereas here is a is 1, b is 0, and here it is b is 1. Hence we have these two variables are differ. So hence we could not pair diagonally the minterms or the marks terms. Okay, remember that. So in the same manner, the three variable function also, this is m0, m, and this is here m5. So m0 and m5 diagonally are placed, but these two are not paired because these two are arranged in a diagonal way. Okay, next 3, 5. So are also not adjacent, hence these two are also not paired. Okay, so now the topmost row is adjacent to the bottommost row. The leftmost columns are adjacent to the rightmost column of your minterms. So hence we have paired a quad in your previous example. So mapping is placing your functional values on that corresponding binary cells. So this is your example. If they have given your minterm, using your minterms, they have given your function, and we map according to their given minterm the functional values. So product terms functional values always it is 1, hence here it is a m0 1. Okay, so next here m1 is 1 and it is 110, hence it is m6. So we placed a 1, and here 100, so m4 is 1. Next second example, like I have taken 001, so m1 is 1, and 010 which is 2, m2 is 1, so we placed a 1 on this k map. Next abc is 1 1, both all the variables are 1, and hence we placed a 1 over there here in here minterm. So four functional values we have here. So we have placed here 1, and we left the remaining minterms. Since it is not represented means those functional values are zeros. If it is not represented your function means that functional values of that corresponding minterms are 0. If it is a max term, that corresponding max term values are 1s. Okay, now So this is your truth table form of your representation of a function, and this is your representation of a function using your K-map method. Okay, so using your K-map method, we have placed your max terms as well as your min terms. So now 0 0 function value is 0, hence we assign 0. So function value of 1 is, min term 1 is 0, so 0. So this is your mapping of your function using K-map method, and this is the representation of function using your truth table form. Okay, 2 variable and 3 variable. Okay, next. And this is your mapping of a function using your max terms. So 3 variable, 4 variable. Functional values we placed as a 0, since max terms are sum terms whose functional values are zeros. And this is your given function which is in standard POS form, sum of your product of your sum terms. So now we have placed 0 0 0, so we are just label with a red pen. So 0 0 0 we assign because my function is representing standard POS, and the left cells which are not represented with a 0 are your min terms, hence we placed your ones on the left out binary cells. So 2 variable K-map, so like this will pair in a row wise or in a column wise. Here also we will pair in the column wise, so hence my F3 is equal to B. So mapping of your POS function, then minimization. Now we have mapped your function. After mapping, we have to check for the adjacency of functional values of 0 if it is represented in standard POS. So now here B is 0, on that max term of this B is 1, where only the variable common is A is 0. Hence F1, the minimal expression for this function is A. Next, for this function, so I have in each min term 2 variable. After minimization, we only have 1 variable which is common for both max terms. Next, these two are column wise it is paired, and column wise the literal which is common is B, and assigned value on that is 1. Hence, the minimal expression after forming your after minimizing your function which is equal to B bar. Next, F3 column wise these two are paired because these two are adjacent. So A is 0, A is 1 in row wise. These two are this A is not common for this two max terms. Only the B with a 0 is assigned is common for this both max terms. Hence, in the minimal expression that we have to represent. So F3 is equal to B. Okay. Next, 3 variable function. So the literals we just mapped the binary cells as M0, M1, M3, and M2, M4, M5, M7, M6 min terms, and this is your max term representation or binary cell corresponding in those corresponding cells. So the corner. So in the corner, you could write this as a 0 means this is M0. M1 correspond to the binary cell of M1, capital M1, and this is 3, so which correspond to the M3. So mapping your function of SOP using 3 variable, and this is your mapping your function of SPOS using your 3 variable function. So only we have 3 max terms, hence on this K-map we only have the 3 zeros. Okay, here we have 3 min terms, hence on the K-map we have your 3 min terms are mapped. Next, after mapping, reducing a function by checking its adjacency. So here 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are given. So total min terms are given is 6 min terms. So we mapped the ones, or we have placed the logical one on those corresponding minterm cells. So 0 we placed 1, 2 placed 1, the 2 binary cell 2, binary cell 3, 4, 5, 6. After mapping we have to check for the adjacency. So now we are checking for the adjacency of always we have to check for the big square formation. So what does mean by big square formation is, so a big square which contain a 3 variable is an octet. So a group of 8 minterms. So next priority is given to the 4 minterm adjacency which can form a quad. Next priority we have to check for the possibility of forming with a 2 pair. So always in reduction of your function, check for the big square formation using your given minterms. If it is not possible, then go for the next big square. So if it is not an octet, then go for the quad. If you doesn't have a quad formation with the given minterms, then you go for the last or least possible big square is your pair. If that is not also possible, then that corresponding minterm is called as a isolated minterm which doesn't have any adjacency. The minterm which cannot be formed in any of pair or a quad formation or in an octet formation or in a double octet formation, that is called as a isolated minterm, and that isolated minterm will be written as it is. Okay, right. So now with this given 6 minterms, we first check for the big square formation of octet. So we have given with us 6 minterms, so hence an octet can be formed using 8 minterms. So that is not possible, then we will go for the quad formation. Now we will check for the adjacency of, so the topmost row and the bottommost row. So it is not possible, then I will move for the leftmost column with the rightmost column. So these two can be paired with the 2 and 6. 0, 4 can be paired with, or we can form a quad with a 2, 6. So these 4 minterms 0, 4, 2, 6 can form a quad, and it can eliminate 2 variable from its all the minterms. So after eliminating that 2 variable, you could have your C bar. So A is 0 row wise, so A is 1 and a row wise on these 4 minterms. So we could not take A as a common variable, or we could not place that in a minimal expression. BCR00 here it is 1 0. So the common variable here it is C, where the assigned value on C is 0. Hence it is C bar in your minimal expression. Next, so we have the uncovered, we have to check for the uncovered minterms, which are 3 is not covered as well as 5 is not covered. So the possible formation of quad we have to check first. So the quad is not possible because it doesn't have a minterm of M1 for forming a quad with 0, 1, 4, 5. So then we'll go for the pair formation. 4 and 5 must be paired. So if I pair 4 and 5, so where 4 is already covered, in order to cover the uncovered minterm, I can use the covered minterm. So in order to cover your uncovered minterm, we can use the covered minterm. So where the minterm 4 is already covered, hence in order to cover your uncovered M5, so I'm using the already covered minterm M4. So after forming this pair of 4 and 5, I have a minimal expression which is A bar. So row wise for these 2 minterms, A is common. Column wise, the minterm A is, the literal is, or sorry, the variable which is common is 0, 0 on both the columns. So which is assigned with the B, hence it is AB bar, which is a product. So AB bar. Next, in order to cover your M3, which is an uncovered minterm, so I'm using your already covered minterm, which is M2. So if I form a pair on M3 and M2, I could have here A is common for both M2 and M3, hence A bar is represented and in a column wise the common variable is b. So b is 1 here, b is 1 here, hence b is represented without complement, so a bar b. So it is now turned into this total big function, which is SSOP function of total gates available are, these are having a total number of gates which I wanted to represent without minimization is 6 number of AND gates you require with 1 OR gate, whereas now we require only, here it is only with a 3 number of AND gates with 1 OR gate is sufficient, where here I require each AND gate with 3 input variables, and where here I require one AND gate with the 2 input, two AND gates with a 2 input variable, another one AND gate or a NOT gate I can simply use it. So a NOT gate I can use it and I can transfer the C variable through that NOT gate. I could have the complement of that. So 2 AND gate with a NOT gate and 1 OR gate, I could realize this function with minimum number of gates after minimizing your function. Okay, is it clear, everybody? Is it clear now? If it is clear, then I'll move to your next example of minimization using max terms. Is it clear? Right. So reducing your expression using your K-map method of standard POS function. So in a standard POS function, they have given total number of literals are M0, M1, M2, 3, 4, 7. So total number of max terms available here it is 6. So now let me map your max terms, which are sum terms whose functional values are zeros. So M0, M1, M2, M3. So thereafter we have M4 and M7. Now I just look for the big square formation. So since your given max terms are only 6, I could not form a 8 square or a square adjacency. It cannot be possible with the given 6 max terms, and I'll move to your next priority will be given to the 4 square adjacency or a quad formation. Now I could form this. So these 4 are arranged in a row wise. So since M0 is adjacent to M1, M1 is adjacent to M3, M3 adjacent to M2, M2 is also adjacent to M0. Hence here, because it is on rightmost corner and M0 is on leftmost corner and M2 is on rightmost corner. So these two also adjacent since it is having only one variable difference. So I could form in a row wise these 4 I can form a big square and you could form a quad. Okay, a quad defines, so don't think that it's a rectangular and we are we are describing this as a 4 square adjacency. So 4 square adjacency or 4 binary sets or 4 max term adjacency we have to say. So don't think that it's a shape of a rectangular, but we are defining that a square. Okay, so since each binary cell adjacency, so we are just checking the binary cell adjacency, and based on that binary cell adjacency we are forming the 4 binary cell adjacency or 4 square adjacency is defined as a quad. Quad is nothing but 4 max terms are adjacent to each other, hence it is forming a quad. So 0 is adjacent to 1, 1 is adjacent to 3, 3 is adjacent to 2, 2 is adjacent to M0. Hence, we could form a quad in a row wise. So when I form a quad in a row wise, it eliminates 2 variables which are not common for all the max terms. So the uncommon variables for this 4 max terms are BC. Since in first max term it is 0, 0, the second max term it is 0, 1, third max term it is 1, 1, in the fourth max term it is 1, 0. So hence your BC are not common for all these 4 max terms. So these 2 variables or the literals are eliminated from its function. Only you have the common variable, which is a, and that is assigned with a value of 0. Hence, it is must be represented as a POS form. So, product of sum term. So, first literal is a. I have to represent this. This is your first literal, which we have to represent as one of its POA as a sum term. So a or of 0 or a, you could represent as a. Next, we'll go for your uncovered max term. So now the uncovered max terms in this given 6 max terms are M4 and M7. So M4 and M7. So let me look for the uncovered max terms. So which if you have uncovered max term, you have to check for the uncovered max term square adjacency. So if it is possible, then you could use that uncovered max term and you could pair that. So if it is not possible, then you have to use the already covered max terms. So now here M4 doesn't have any adjacency. If I have a max term on this M6 as the sixth cell, so then I could instead of using this already covered max term, I could use that and I could cover the two max terms which are not covered in your function. So if it is not possible since it doesn't have a M6, okay, hence I'm using your already covered max term. And now in the same manner, so I'm checking for the M7. So if you have an adjacency of, if you are in my function, if I have an adjacency of M5 or your M6, then I can go for the uncovered max terms. So in your given function, it is not there. Hence, I'm using my already covered max term, which is M3. Okay, is it clear, everybody? Is it clear? If you have a possibility of uncovered maxims or minterms, you have to use those. You have to check for those adjacency and you have to use only the uncovered maxterm. If it is not possible to use those maxterms, then you have to use the already covered maxterms or the minterms. So 4, this is your 4, maxterm 4, M0, M1, M2, M3. Since we have started your numbering from 0, then it is M4. Okay, 100 is M4. Okay, so M4 is adjacent to M5. M4 is also adjacent to M6. So now either of these two cells doesn't have in our function, it doesn't have a max term. Hence, I am using the already covered max term, which is M0. Okay. So after forming this two square adjacency or the pair formation, I got the common variables. In a row wise, A is different, but in a column wise, for these two max terms, B and C are common, and B is represented without complement. So B or of C. So another. So this is your minimal expression for this pair formation of this M0 and M4. So which is B or of C. Next, second pair formation. So which is B bar or of C bar. Since A is 0 for this, A is 1 for this max term. So this is eliminated from the function, and these two are represented in the minimal expression since these two are common for this two max terms. So a pair is eliminated one variable which is not common, which is A, and represented here in your minimal expression, which is common for both max terms, which are B or of C, or B is assigned with 1 and C is also assigned with 1, hence we represented B bar or of C bar. So this is also in the form of your POS, so where it requires two levels and it requires only two number of OR gates, and A is transferred directly so from its variable, and with a one AND gate we could realize your circuit. Okay, if I doesn't use the minimization technique and if I use this function which is in standard POS, I have to use in the two level, I have to use total number of and some OR terms is 6 OR gates I have to use. In addition with the 6 OR gates, one AND gate with where those 6 OR gates each is having 3 inputs. Okay, is it clear, Nana? Is it clear? If it is clear, then I'll move to your 4 variable function minimization. So practice on this one. Okay, you take more examples and practice on your minimization of your 2 variable, 3 variable, 4 variable K-maps using your SSOP and SPOS functions. Okay. Okay. Then I'll move to your 4 variable function. So this is your 4 variable K-map representation of your each minterm and max terms. So minterms A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar. So 4 variable K-map possible minterms are 16 and max terms also 16 max terms. So this big square is divided into 16 small cells, and that 16 small cells will get using your 4 number of rows and 4 number of columns. So now those 4 number of rows, so A, B are your, so we have drawn a line over there, and under that line, so the down one is your most significant variables, and on that upper part of your this line, we have to represent here the least significant variable. So A, B, C, D are the variables of a given function. If it is given with A, B, C, D, you have to represent A, B, C, D. If it is given with W, X, Y, Z, so that alphabet order you have to follow W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so is it clear? So don't mention that if your given function is ABCD and your minimum after minimization, you should not represent your function in WXYZ. If your function is representing WXYZ, don't write your function minimal expression in ABCD format of minimal expression in ABCD format. Okay, so you should follow the alphabet order. So if a function is represented in the alphabet order of ABCD, minimal expression should be in the order of ABCD. If it is represented WXYZ, it should be in the order of minimal expression should be in the order of W, X, Y, Z. Okay, all right. So SOP form binary cells, 16 binary cells, and this is your POS form, 16 binary cells. M0, M1, M3, M2, M4, M5, M7, M6, M8, M9, M11, M10, M12, 13, 14, and 15. Remember this? So this M0, M1, M3, M2 are adjacent. So here, so these are adjacent. The topmost row is adjacent to bottommost row. The leftmost columns are adjacent to the rightmost column. So topmost row is adjacent to the bottommost row. So you could form an octet. So next, the rightmost columns are also adjacent to the leftmost column. Okay. So we could form an octet. Okay. Is it clear? Since M0 and here we have M0, M4, M12 and M8 are adjacent. M8 is adjacent to M0. M8 is also adjacent to M10. So next M0 is adjacent to your M2. So the rightmost column is adjacent to the leftmost column. The topmost row is also adjacent to the bottommost row. Okay. All right. So now an example I have taken. So using your 4 variable. So it's a sigma m represents you are given your function in the standard SOP format. Sum of min terms. Small m, if it is identified with a sigma, it identifies your function is in standard SOP. So if it is in standard SOP, so we have to map your functional values one in those corresponding cells of your K map. Okay, so now in this corner of map, so 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14 are given. So we mapped on that corresponding cells 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 13, 14. So are given, are assigned with, are placed with logical 1, since those min-term functional values are 1, and which are not given in the function is left as it is, or you could also place your zeros. So there is no need to place a zero in your simplification. If they ask about your mapping, then only you could map zeros in those given cells which are not represented in standard SOP function. If it is a map, then only you have to, if it is a question is given with the mapping, means so represent sigma m of the literals which are given with the functional values of 1 on your K map, and the literals which are not given, you represent those functional values with a 0. If it is a mapping. If it is a minimization, then no need to represent those zeros which are not present in your function. Okay, so in your function the min terms available, how many number of min terms we have is here, total number of min terms are 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all the min terms are mapped. Then we have to go for the checking of your big square. Big square is total number of min terms are now it is 9. So we'll check for the octet. An octet can be formed with a 8 number of min terms. So 8 square adjacency we have to check. So if it is 8 square adjacency means here 3, 2 are adjacent, 7, 6 are adjacent, 15, 14 are adjacent, 11, 10 are adjacent. But the 15 is not given, and we have missed one min term in your 15, okay, 15th cell, so which is not given your function. So we could not form a 8 square adjacency. 8 square adjacency or an octet formation. Hence, we'll move for your next priority of big square adjacency is quad formation. Now, so let me go for your this 2, 3 adjacent here 11, 10. So we form a quad. So quad 1, this is your quad 1. We formed it. Next, we'll move for the to cover your uncovered big square. We have to check. So when I wanted to check the big square, so 2, 3 covered with a 11, 10. So 4 are over. Next are 5 literals are sorry 4, 5 min terms are left here, and those 5 min terms are here. It is 6, 4, and 7. So now second quad. Let I go for your this quad 2. This is your quad 2. I'm using the already covered min term. So 6, 7 with your 3, 2. I could form a quad. So quad 2. Another quad is in order to cover. So with this 2 quads, I totally covered the total min terms are 6 and left out are 3. So this one, in order to cover this, so I have to put that one. If it is a single min term also, I have to put that into big square. So in order to put that into big square, the possible is 8 square adjacency. It is not there. 15 is not there. Hence, I move for the quad formation with the already covered min terms. The already covered min terms are 2, 6, and 10. So in order to cover the uncovered min term, I go for the uncovered combination first. Uncovered combination of adjacency 4, 15, 4, 12. So in 12 min term is not available in your given function. So I could not go for the pairing of 4, 12 or either of 4, 15, 14, 15, 14, 15, 14, 15 or either of 14, 12. So or either of 14, 10. So I could form a only pair. A pair can eliminate only one variable, so minimum number of literals we have to get in your given function at the end. But if I use the pairing of 4 and 10, it only minimizes only one variable. So if I use this through 3 already covered min terms in order to form a quad, so this is a quad 3. So then I could eliminate from that min term, total number of min term. In that min term, I could eliminate two variables if I form a quad. If I form a pair with a 4, 10, 14, 10, 14, 10, so I could only minimize only one variable. So I am not preferring that. I'll go for the big square, which is quad with a 2, 6, 14 and 10. So we have here total number of quads available are quad 1, quad 2, 3 quads are available. So with this 3 quads, I could cover the 7 min terms and left are here 2. So 10 is adjacent to, this is 8, min term 8 is adjacent to min term 12. Min term 8 is adjacent to min term 10. Min term 8 is adjacent as well as to min term 0. In our given function, m0 is not there, 12 is not there. So only the possibility is to cover this min term m8, I have to use only the already covered min term, which is m0. The possibility of next possibility of a big square I could not form, which is the quad. Since in order to form a quad, I should have 8, 9 or 0, 1, or I would have 8, 12, 13, 9. So 12, 9 min terms are not available, so I can't form a quad. Or else I have 12, 8 or 4, 14 and 10. So in the 12, it doesn't have your min term, so I cannot form a in a this 12, 8 and 14, 14 and 10, I could not form a quad. So hence the possibility of least possibility is a pair. So I'm going for the pair formation with the M8 and M10, where M10 is already covered. So after forming that pair, I have a minimal expression for that two min terms is A, B bar, D bar. Next, for this one, first quad is this. So quad in a row wise, you have B is common, where assigned with a 0. So B bar. In a column wise, you have a C is common because C is 1. So B bar C. So B bar C, this is your quad 1 minimal expression. And quad 2 minimal expression is row wise, you have A is common because A is in both rows you have 0. In column wise, you have CD, which is C is common, where D is here in this column it is 1, and in this column it is the fourth column it is 0. Hence C is common. So A bar C. This is your quad 2 minimal expression. Next, quad 3 is, so this is the 2, 6, 14, 10. So now quad 3 formation, after forming this quad 3, we have row wise all are different, A, B different, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Only in column wise we have common variables. On this 4 min terms are C with 1 and D with 0. So C, D bar. Okay, right. So now next one is here the pair formation. So pair formation is with M8 and M10. So row wise you have AB common. So A is assigned with 1, B is assigned with B bar. So A, B bar. Next column wise, here it is assigned with 0, 0 and it is 1, 0. So D is common, where assigned with 0. Hence we are presenting that variable with complement. So A, B bar, D bar is the pair formation. So we have total number of available 1 pair, 3 quads, and another one which is we have here 13. 13 doesn't have a pair. Not to pair this, I should have a min term of 5, or I should have a min term of 12, or a 9, or a 15. So it doesn't have any possible min term to cover. So we'll check for the already covered min terms also. So already covered min terms 2, 3, 7, 6, 14, 10, 11, 8. So 13, 18 are the min terms, but these two are arranged in diagonally. So if these two are arranged diagonally, it cannot be paired since it doesn't have any adjacency. One variable difference it doesn't have, so we could not form a diagonal pairing. Okay, so diagonally 13, 11 are also have. Okay, diagonally we can't pair because these two are not adjacent. So 13, if you have a 15 on 15, if you have a minterm, then we could form a pair. So 13 is a isolated minterm which doesn't have any possibility, or it cannot be covered into a big square, and it doesn't have any possibility to cover that into a big square. Okay, or to combine that into a big square with a covered or uncovered minterms. So that isolated minterm is written as it is, as a b c bar d, a b c bar d. So a b row wise in column wise, this minterm is c is assigned with a 0 and d is assigned with 1, hence c bar d. Okay, so this is your one isolated minterm. What does mean an isolated minterm? Which doesn't have any possible adjacency with the already covered minterms or uncovered minterms. Okay, so that is called as an isolated minterm. Okay, is it clear everybody? Let us stop my lecture here. In the next class we are going to deal with your minimization of functions using your 4 variable POS function, standard POS function, as well as using your don't care combinations. Okay, do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? No doubts, right? Okay, start writing your quiz. Just now I started. Okay.